All right, so as you guys saw at the end of last video, we've got a bit of an oil leak going on top of the oil cooler. I went ahead just now, sprayed some brake cleaner down there. I want to say it's the one on the left side that's leaking. I'm not sure if the O-rings have gone bad. They've been on there for, they were new when I did the swap, but they've been there a decent amount of time at this point. But I'm not sure if they just rattled slightly loose or I need new ones. So I'm gonna try and get in there. I'm gonna go from the top side to the bottom side. I have to pull this kind of back because there's not much room to get to the front side of a VR6. I want to get down there and try and tighten them up first and foremost and to see if they're loose. But if they're actually bad, we'll order some new ones and go from there. Okay, so I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is did not have to pull the front of the car off at all to get down inside there. You can actually, if you go with your arm in this way through, my bay is like partially shaved. You might have more stuff, but for the most part you shouldn't. Deep socket 24, you can get like this and get all the way down to the top of the oil filter housing there, so that works nicely. The bad news is, you can see, put this on here, the whole top section of this sensor is leaking oil out of this section. So they were all tight, that was fine, but this portion is leaking like out of the section. So we need one of these. I might have a spare one on that VR6. If not, they're like $6 to buy a new one. Not a big deal. Now, aside from our bad sensor right here, also, this is my connector that should go to that should still be wired down there to the car, but as I pulled it off, it just came off with everything. So that wire broke. We'll have to fix that. Not the end of the world. Also, I just checked that VR6. It is still a 12 valve, but I forgot that's Mark IV 12 valve, meaning all the connectors are the oval newer styles. So those oil pressure switches don't work here. All right, so just hopped onto Eurotuning.com, ordered the oil pressure switch, brand new. They actually had it in stock, and I ordered the other two ones as well. There's like a 1.4 bar, a 0.25 bar, and the oil temp sensor. Ordered all three brand new. They're all in stock, so hopefully those will be here this week. That way the car is back up and running before the show on Saturday. All right, so it is now the next day. I've gone ahead and pulled out the other two sensors, this one and this one, out of the top side of the oil filter housing. This one on top left is oil temp sensor. This is your lower pressure one, like a 0.25 or 0.3 bar, and this is the higher pressure one. This is the only one that actually see oil on top. That was the actual, like, the failure point. This one's still fine, this one's still fine, but while I'm in there, replace all three, knock it out. Also, thankfully, the wiring for those reaches way up here, so I can fix this one up here and not have to try and, dig down there and try and splice wires. So I'm gonna fix this in just a second, so that'll be good to go. A new one's coming this week, that's good to go, and hopefully that eliminates our oil leak problem. We've got some heat shrink, we have a nice new connector right here. It's time to fix this guy, which you can already see I fixed this one and this one back when I first did this swap. A lot of these wires, the harness itself is 20 plus years old. Things get very brittle, so like that one broke off, that one broke off, so it was just this one's time. So we'll fix it, we'll heat shrink it, and hopefully no more broken wires in here. Did little fix, new wire, new connector on top, all that should be good to go. Now we just wait for the new sensors to arrive, and we can finish up that project. The next thing we need to do today, and I've been saying it for a while now, because we're still starting the car with the good old flathead, right here, which again, it works, but I want to just do, turn the key things. So as I showed before, this one already has the holes right there drilled to actually release this cylinder. And then I have over here from Jamie, I have this one and I have this one. Now this one has a key, so essentially I can pull this cylinder out, use this cylinder, use this key, and be good to go. But if there's a way, I think this one has a screw out. What I really need, turn my light on, light. What I really just need is that metal piece right there at the end, but I don't know if I can pull that piece off of this one, put it onto my current one that's keyed for my car, and good to go. If not, we'll use this entire thing out of here, use this key, and that'll be fine. But if I can just snag just that metal end piece or see what happened on mine, why it broke, and fix that, that'd be cool too. Even though all I have to essentially do is remove the cylinder here and put a new one in, and that will in turn fix my issue, since earlier I have already, you see my ignition switch is here. My ignition switch is up here, not in the spot. So I have to pull the entire column back out again, put the screw back in the backside to actually reinstall the ignition switch because we've bypassed it right now, and then we can do all the things. But that means I have to work down there. And everyone knows I love working under the dash. It's just cramped and irritating. It is. We're gonna get it done. I'm gonna complain the entire time as I do it. I'm not gonna film that for you guys, but like the entire time that I'm down there working, I'm gonna complain that I can't see nothing. Everything's in my way. There's no space down here. But nonetheless, we're gonna get it done. So, with what I'd say is very minimal complaining, she's out once again, and looking down here, you can see where the ignition switch would go. That piece down there, it's kind of hard to put my finger on the way, but that piece down there is broken. So I turn the key, that doesn't turn, then doesn't turn the ignition switch, doesn't turn the car on. So that's how to go. You can see the holes right there. I'm not entirely sure how you do that. Maybe like a small pick and you press down inside there. You can slide the whole thing out, and then we'll go from there. All right, so let's learn this together. It looks like I do this top, they drilled 2 holes, one there and one there. That one looks like it missed. Looks like the sleeve is right here. So I'm gonna use this little pick guy, I think. Yeah, I can feel it pushed out of there. So we're gonna push and pull. Oh, look at that. Wow. Easy. So you drill a hole right there. And there comes that. And there comes your cylinder. And you can see my back piece is actually not there at all because it's snapped clean off. And actually there's an actual template that you can like print out to drill this hole, but like, I don't know, essentially the top of the V, like the left side of the V, like straight out. I guess so, yeah. Left side of the V straight out. You should be able to hit the little push pin. And if not, drill another hole like this guy did. Just keep drilling holes and eventually you'll find your piece. But yeah, mine done snapped right off. Actually, where's the piece at now? Oh, pop out of there. Let's see if I can go ahead and get that out of there. Oh, my finger's not gonna fit in there. Oh, push through. Aha! So there is that. That should be there. Probably could JB weld that and just keep that entire thing. But how long will that work for until it, like, you know, maybe possibly snapped again? Yeah, maybe. We'll see. So I decided JB weld is not going to be the move. It would probably work for a little bit, but if it snaps again, I have to do this again. Too much work. So I have a new one right here. Might as well just use it. I did very nice measurements. You can see that right there. I just scratched the line onto this one. For the most part, this is a different housing a little bit in terms of where the part numbers are. But the Volkswagen little logo here is in the same spot as that one. So did a little bit of eyeball measuring. I'm going to send a hole in. See what happens. Do we do it? Yeah. I think I got it. Precision. See, this was a nice little one and done. Oh yeah, perfect. It's kind of hard not having the column like holding it. Push with this hand, we'll pull with this hand. Okay, man. Get out of there, dude. I'm not pressing it enough. Or... oh, there it is. Come on. Yes. Great success. So, looks to be the same. This little top housing is a little bit bigger on the one I had in my car, but I guess should be fine. For the most part, everything else looks the same. And obviously, it's just not missing, you know, that piece. So, All right, well, let's go ahead and try and toss this one into my housing, make sure everything works, then we'll do a reinstall. She's done. All right, fingers crossed this new one fits in here the same way it should. Oh, I see, it's keyed. So this piece, there's a little key slot for that and for the tabs, so that should go there. And then we should be able to pop it in. Maybe not. I need to have to just press the spring here in just a little bit. There it is. We're getting stuck on something. Oh, the rear? Oh, the piece in the back is the opposite way. So let me do... I'm going to turn this. So on the back side where this piece goes through, I had it this way. And it needs to be this way, it looks like. Or you push it halfway and then turn it? I don't know exactly. We're learning together here. This right there is where it should be, essentially. Up, up. Nope, nope. Wrong way. Ah, there it is. Okay. Got it. Voila. She's in. We got our piece in the back again, back over there, and some of the keys inside here. We should watch the whole thing turn. Nice. So when you're installing this, you have to orientate like the key slots to the housing, and then at least on mine, the rear portion here was turned, so I used the key to turn it halfway, and I backed it back off because the key has to be in like the off position to go the full way in. So a little bit of messing with it, but looks like it fits the exact same way. This key works as you guys just saw. So we reinstall. I have to put the ignition switch back in and hope I still know where the little screw is at. It's somewhere, but that'll go like this. Hello? Ah, that'll go like that. And then yeah, back in the car and we can start with the key once again. So I have the ignition switch just kind of set back in place. I'm just gonna do a little just pre-test here. Make sure that when I turn this, so you can see it's already pushing it up a little bit. So I'm gonna hold this down. But we should hear this click. Okay, so this is working, all is well in the world, I hope. So I'm gonna put the screw back in this, we'll reinstall, and we should have key starting things. Quick little side story. When we were back in Helen, initially trying to get the ignition switch out, we're having a hard time finding the proper size screwdriver to get down inside there because it's way down there. Very small screwdriver needed. We ended up bending the one we had and made it work. But look what I got. Dub City. Now, if you're a 90s kid, the Dub City cars were like the coolest thing to have, and I still have a whole bunch, and I've kept this little screwdriver for the longest time, and it's the perfect tool. Like, it fits perfectly down inside there. Dub City, all these years later, coming in so handy. Show you the most beautiful sight. So number one, steering wheel back in, no more under the dash. We love that. This is all good, everything's plugged in, and if you listen and watch the dash, bam. She's good. Thank goodness. Now, obviously, not going to start the car right now because if I start the car with all the sensors out of the oil filter housing, oil will go everywhere. But she's good. She's fixed. I will say, though, I will always keep this, my little jumper in the car forever. If your ignition switch goes out, this is what you need to essentially hotwire your car and make it home. If your ignition cylinder snaps like mine did, you have to pull this out and you can use a flathead and still bypass it. But yeah, just having this thing in the car, because I would say ignition switch going bad is more common than your actual cylinder snapping like mine did. That seems like a more rare case, but it does happen clearly. But you want to have one of these in the car just in case. But thankfully we are back, turnkey, doing the thing. About time. So, productive day, and as long as my new sensors show up this week, we should be good to go for the car show that is this Saturday, which actually I have the name of it now. Hang on. It is called the Summer Volksfest number 9, presented by Southeast Euro Motorsports. It's going to be held at the Classic Car Museum in St. Augustine, Florida, June 17th. So this Saturday, it's from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. You can register online or at the gate basically, but it's Volkswagen, Audi, and Porsche. So that's where we're going this weekend, hopefully in this car, but if not, we have the wagon, which I can ride in AC and comfort, and we're good to go. But at the current moment, Miley is pretty much all fixed up until, well, the next thing breaks, because that's what cars do. And hopefully hopefully it's not for a little while, but ignition switch all fixed again. Thank you, Jamie, for the parts. That's good to go. And then shout out Eurotuning for the new sensors that should be here this week. And then, yeah, she's mint-ish. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Do not forget, be thankful for every single day. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.